We are going to welcome you back to the Principals Podcast. This is officially the 101st Hyam. That's your math for the day. No other math will be talked about. Podcast. This is very special because for the 100 podcasts that we've had, there's been times where our guest today has been on it in the background, whether it was our faculty meetings. But we want to take time for everyone out there to really know who the chancellor of our building is, the mother bear, the grandma, the everyone knows where to go when there's a question. They bypass our office. Today we want to talk to really the real mind behind the business, Mrs. Sprinzl. Mrs. Sprinzl joins us today. How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
We are literally 7 feet away from each other.
Mm-hmm.
If you push through that bulletin board, you'd come right in the office. We've always talked about having a drive-through delivery line there. Maybe it will happen. Who knows? But joining us, we have other people you haven't seen yet. We have Mr. Hyam. I don't know if there's a yo there today.
Hello, hello, hello.
Oh, okay. Mrs. Bondi, who for 10 minutes was Josie Aiken. Mrs. Bondi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
We have Mr. Snyder joining us again.
Sorry. Hello, everyone.
There he is. He's very exhausted. And we have Mr. Bandera joining us because he missed last week, but Mr. Bandera's here.
I thought you were introducing me for a minute, but then you said brains of the operation, and I thought, never mind, that's not me.
No, brains of the operation. So for all of those out there, Mrs. Sprinzl, you were here before all of us were here, and you were here when I was a student here. Could you tell everyone all the different positions you've had here at Chardon High School?
I started off in student services, where I was also athletic director, secretary. Then I moved to the library secretary and was also Mr. Nell's secretary. Then I went to guidance, was in guidance, and then I moved up here to principal secretary.
And you've been up here as the principal secretary for how many years?
Since 2001.
2001.
Yep.
Wow. So you're much like the Pittsburgh Steelers organization. You've only had 3 coaches in front of you for all these years. You're the real general manager between Doug DeLong, right?
Yes.
And then Andy Fetchick, and then myself.
Correct.
So you've had a lot of Dougs coming through. What's so great about what you do is literally, what time do you get here every morning? You get here at 6:30?
6:30. Yeah.
So you were the first person here. You kind of know what's happening before the day begins. You've seen everything from a CO2 day in the morning where you had to pull me out of the office. And you've been a part of so many awesome things. The purpose of this podcast is for us to get to know you a little bit better, but also to recognize all the great things that you do. You are truly our best friend. You are everything to every staff member that has ever been here. And not enough time is spent in our day to say thank you. And we really appreciate you. And we thought no better way to celebrate this week of showing gratitude than to recognize Mama Bear for all that you do. And we don't want to make it sappy. We don't want to make you don't do this, but it's so important that you know how much we care and love you. So that's why we're here today, to talk more about you, maybe some fun memories that you've had, because there's been a bunch. And then ultimately, I'm sure you're going to get to Hyam's chicken and steak, which you'll probably say yes to both. So who wants to begin this questionnaire? The first person that has been here the longest comparatively is Doug Snyder. Doug, you want to ask some questions?
First, I was very curious to hear the answer about all the different jobs that Mrs. Sprinzl's had, because I recall her in that position. I came to Chardon for the 2000-2001 school year. So that must have been the one right before you took this position. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So I don't remember much from that year because I was probably making it up as I went along. So I remember you always in that chair. It's been, it's been awesome, everything that you've done. Is this the most hectic of all the positions that you've had?
Yes.
So how did you come to have all of these problem-solving skills that you use every day? Because my office is right across the hallway from Mrs. Sprinzl, and I see people running in and out of her office literally all day, every day, probably 90% of whom have some type of a problem or issue. And 95% of those people that have a problem or an issue, when they walk away from your office, have some type of a resolution. So that probably didn't happen by accident and didn't happen overnight. Can you talk about how you came to develop those problem-solving skills that we see in action all the time?
Oh, goodness. Just from years of doing all the different jobs. I like to problem solve. And one thing when I first started was just listening to previous secretaries and their jobs and how they problem solved as well. And just gotta make it up as you go. So
have you found that you have to do more things each year? Because that's what it seems like just watching you.
yes. You know, I guess it just evolves. When I don't know if people don't like doing the job, then I just take it on.
Oh,
You know,
hold on. 'Cause I know that. Let me get. I'm going to make a list of some things that you can do. Go ahead. You can continue talking. I'm going to compile my list.
That's fine. No, I just know the things that need to get done and just jump in and do them.
Let's be honest, most of those skills came from marriage and raising children, right?
Yes.
How long have you been married, Jen?
I have been married in March. It'll be 41 years.
That's an accomplishment.
42. Sorry. My husband and I have been together for 45.
Wow.
We started dating when I was 15 and he was 16.
Wow.
That's impressive.
That is
That's
impressive.
Yeah.
So
And
to
then,
answer your question, Mr. Snyder, she's saying by working with incompetent people and working with and raising a million children is how she's learned all these problem solving skills.
Oh,
And clearly with Joe for 45 years, you've developed some patience along the way, right?
Yeah.
What would you say your favorite part of the job is?
Getting to work with, I consider all my coworkers family. We spend a lot of time together and miss it when not around. I do enjoy the kids too. When I was in guidance, really got to know all the kids. And then it's kind of different up here. You don't know the kids as well. But favorite part is the staff.
Who's been
Who's
your
your
favorite? Oh, who's your favorite Doug?
Wow. Hang on. So that you can answer honestly, I'll just check out.
I'm going to check out as well.
Wow. Not going to answer that one.
All right, she's used her problem solving skills. No, not to
Yes.
answer that question.
Yes.
Don't want to.
That was answered last night if anyone was at the board meeting.
That was a long board meeting. I'm glad, Ms. Sprinzl, you weren't there, but you have seen a lot of, gosh, the evolution of Chardon schools and buildings. And, you know, clearly you did not see the growth of this building as it went from a middle school, elementary school, high school. But the one thing you can say is probably it looks the same.
Yes.
It looks the same.
It looks the same.
Except for the library, it does not look the same.
Right. When I was in the library, the whole library was nothing but books and tables, and a few offices around the side. But
We have part of a new roof.
yeah.
Hearts don't leak.
So, Mrs. Bondi, when you came and joined us, you saw that we had this group called 9 Units, and it was obviously a meeting every Tuesday. And we wanted to make sure we had Jen Sprinzl involved in this because prior to that, it was just admin and guidance that would meet. And we were like, we need Jen involved. She runs all this stuff. It's just Jen and I really in the summer doing things. And so, Mrs. Bondi, you've been a part of our team. What is the thing that you've recognized most about her character and personality?
I mean, her ability to keep all of us in line and figure out where we're going next. And, I mean, there's days when we're having conversations about something we're trying to put in on a certain day. And it's nice to have someone who knows what's actually going on and say, no, that we have 3 other things scheduled on that day. And, thinking of all the details that maybe we aren't thinking of. So, I mean, Jen, you're just such an asset in every sort of way. And just being able to have you to run into and say, like, help me problem solve this. I mean, that's been huge this year. We also, have the ability to track those students down from time to time using our detective skills. So I like playing detective with Jen at times. She's a wonderful detective.
Really good.
Yeah. So it's been awesome.
She basically had to educate myself, Ryan Bandera, and Kathleen Kissabeth when we first started. And I knew the most of the job, but never in the position. But she was like, you guys need to be here right at this time. You need to be there. You need to go here. We have this coming up next week. It was like having a president principal model inside of a public school. It was, you are constantly giving of yourself. And that's why you're on, because you're loved and very much appreciated. Bandera, what's some of your
Thank
memories?
you.
There's too many. So I still, even in my new position, still use her. And I'm like, I always tell, different people, well, that sounds good to me, but you should ask Jen. And so I always make sure people are running things by Jen because, she knows the answers about 1,000 times more than I do. But I think one of my favorite moments is a daily moment that you get a list of staff out each morning and you see a list of 15 people out and you see that we have approximately 2 subs in the building. And within, a 10-minute period, she has everything covered somehow, some way. I don't know who she's cloning or making or how she's doing it, but literally there doesn't go a class that goes uncovered. And there's Hyam's hand again. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. But what is he doing? What is this guy doing? But anyways, but there's not a day that a class doesn't get covered or something gets done, or I'll forget to schedule something and I'll be like, Jen, can you cover this? And never a complaint. Sure, I got it. I'll text her. Yep, I got it. I'll send that person right down. And it just happens. And the very few days that she ever does miss and where we've scrambled to try to put that list together and it takes us like 2 hours to do, and what she does in about 10 minutes and usually right around 6:45 in the morning she has done, it's just impressive.
Very much. Mr. Hyam, how you feeling over there?
I'm a little sore today. Last night was a long night, so a little sore in the arm.
Are we gonna play a game today?
Yeah, we are. But the one thing is, I think everyone at Chardon High Schools will echo this. Jen is someone you can always go in their office, and you don't always need to hear something back from her. You just need to be able to say something to her, and everything's going to be okay. You know that she's a person that you can just say what you got to say and it's going to be okay. And I often see people in her office, the door closed, then they come out and it looks like the world just been taken off their shoulders, and and Jen's making it all right. So I see that every day from many people. So I know Jen's done that for me, and I know she's done it for many people at different times of the day. So little chicken steak for you, Jen. I know Jen, you're traveling this week. So I know, you could just kind of have a little fun with this. Do you like to go on a cruise, or do you want to travel by plane?
Plane.
Plane. Hey, here in Chardon, sometimes, we have all 4 seasons in the same day. For us in our offices, we don't get to see the seasons. But what's your favorite season?
Fall.
Fall. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think Murray would agree with that when he builds those fires that's almost as tall as his house.
I'll tell you why she likes the fall.
Why
Yeah.
do you like why does
This
she
is-
like the fall?
This is my interpretation of why she likes the fall. She works her tail off from the end of spring all through the summer. And because she's a year-round employee, she now gets to have her first vacation. And she usually has a fall trip. So that is probably why she likes the fall.
Does she like? Okay, so it's because it's the fall, or is it? So it's not the fall weather here in Northeast Ohio. Is that what you think, Mur?
Well, I think that the beauty of the color probably plays a role, but I can tell you, because she works her tail off, when school begins and Mama Bear says we're all good to start, she's like, I can go squeak out for 5 days.
Yep.
That's my take.
Okay. All right.
It's not Chardon football.
No.
Jen, is it the store-bought gifts or is it the handmade gifts that mean the most to you?
Handmade.
The handmade. Don't forget that bandera. Goes a long
Bandera's-
way.
Vandera's doing a craft right now.
He's working on it. He's working on it.
I'm taking up knitting. Can I get
So,
a loom?
John-
Can I get a loom in here like one of our former teachers had?
Oh my gosh.
I missed that part.
What was it?
A
Can I?
loom?
I need a loom in the classroom like one of our former
Oh.
teachers had.
During a
Uh-huh.
geometry lesson.
Yep.
Nice. I can see how that relates. It's probably the thought behind the gift, no matter what, right, Jen?
Yes.
So you don't have to make anything, Bandera.
All right.
Don't let him off the hook like that.
I'll be Anderson
Too
color
easy.
picture. I'll be fine.
Let me jump in with a question. Jen, you've done a lot of traveling. Can you identify your top 2 or 3 destinations?
There you go.
Hawaii is my top. And London.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
2 different ends of the spectrum.
Yes.
Quick reason for each.
Yeah.
Hawaii, just the beauty of it and the relaxation that you feel when you're there. London, just the history.
All right.
Jen, when you go
What's
on
your next
trip,
Just a quick one this weekend in Niagara Falls.
All right.
but she has every meal is planned out with location. Everything's planned out as long as the weather holds out, right?
Yeah.
So, Jen, are you going to go to that very tall building that's near the falls where you can sit behind a machine?
Yes.
Don't feel obligated to answer every question.
Yes.
Is there a possibility that we don't see you next week?
It's always the
What are
goal.
the odds?
No.
No math.
A little probability and statistics there for you listeners at home.
No, I'll be here.
Murray's throwing math in. I'm out.
Math, no math.
And
All right, a little chicken and steak for you since Bandera left.
That's fun. We're still blessed with you, Jen, for this year. And is it next year that you're thinking that might be your last year?
Yes. So I have the rest
wait a
of this
minute.
year
I mean,
and
this
one
is
more
news
year.
to me.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Fall of 2023.
But wait, did this get approved?
By us? No way.
Yeah, I said,
Not by us.
wait, did
We
we
should, we
approve
should
this?
vote on that right now.
I don't know if the 9 units approved this
I call
retirement
it to an
plan.
immediate vote.
All
Can we-
in favor say aye.
Can we interest you in becoming a sub?
No. No.
So let's have some fun here for half second. Jen likes to golf when she can. Hyam likes to golf when he can. He shouldn't. I put Jen's winnings this weekend on the line that she would dominate Doug Hyam in 9 holes, current state, by at
easily.
least probably 10 shots. Does anyone agree with me?
Easily.
Jen's got it.
Jen's got it. Hyam,
Hyam's
I
right.
can barely raise my arm. I
Look at that. He's gonna golf.
Wait a minute. I'm going to get it up there.
can barely raise my arm.
Someone better get a wheelchair to push him around on that golf
Unless
course.
I can play with my putter the whole way.
So is that your favorite sport, Jen?
Yes.
What other things do you and Joe, do you guys do anything? I mean, I know that you guys go out, you hang out, you like to just be together, be with your kids and travel. But is there any other activities you guys get involved in besides golf?
We like to bowl.
I mean, I covered a lot traveling, and
I know.
you
Right.
do
Golf
that
is
travel.
golf is the big thing.
Axe throwing.
We haven't tried that yet. We want to.
I got a guy.
Do you?
He lives on Ravenna Road.
Well, that's a couple guys. Let's close today's podcast as it is. It's actually a Wednesday version of the podcast, because Jen's going tomorrow afternoon. She's gonna be leaving after school. She wouldn't have time for it. She's gonna be heading out with her husband. Is your son going?
Yes, he is.
Nice. He always gets to go on all these adventures.
Yep.
Will you adopt me, Jen?
She's a good mom, not only to us, but to her kids for sure. And she's got some great kids too. But we're going to do the opportunity for gratitude. Today's Pink Shirt Day. We had a lot of kids wearing pink, and my shout out goes to all the students that are being more cognizant, not just to purchase a shirt, but to know the why behind the shirt. This year, there were probably 300 kids that were wearing pink shirts throughout our building today, and it was really awesome that Zorn Buaklia and Emma White put this on together for our students and staff to be more mindful of their choices and be more thankful and kind to those around. So my shout out goes to them, Mrs. Buaklia, for helping them steer them on the way. So that's where I'm putting my shout out to. Anyone can go.
I'll go. It's a little awkward to have the shout out to the guest of honor today, but I'm going to do it anyway. My shout out is to Mrs. Sprinzl, and here's why. I've been in this profession for 29 years now, and I've met 2 people in my 29 years that literally nobody has a bad word to say about. The first was Coach Armelli, and the second is Jennifer Sprinzl. So if you can work in this profession for that long and everybody loves you and you're universally respected, You have done a lot of things well. So Jen, thank you for everything that you do.
Oh, thank you.
It's amazing, Jen. It truly is. I'm going to do a shout out to Julian Sweet. Not only we were looking at credits and scheduling, and we were like, wow, you know, like if she wanted to, she could probably graduate a whole entire year early. And she's just a great student all the way around. But I want to show you guys these. She made these earrings for every single female staff member today as part of like a thank you. And for any of the male staff members, she said, take this home and give it to someone, you know, that you care about, and just spread the kindness. So like she used it as a way to continue giving kindness. And I mean, what a talent, what an awesome young person. And I know she's not alone in that. I mean, there are so many young people in this building with these types of talents. So I just want to give her a shout out.
I'll go. I have a shout out to just kind of an overall general shout out to any of our staff, you know, from preschool, kindergarten, all the way up, who felt so strongly about speaking yesterday at the board meeting and preparing their presentations to speak about those different things. And you know, they feel like we're doing a good thing for our students with the configuration that we have right now. And they took their time. It sounds like it was a very long meeting last night, but really took their time to more than just share numbers and words and things like that. They mostly shared from the heart. They shared, you know, their personal stories of, you know, things that they've seen well. And it kind of gives us kind of reaffirmation of, we don't know if reconfiguration worked or not, but hearing those stories helps us kind of guide us that we're on the right path, and we're happy to hear that.
So I'd like to send out an early birthday wish, 29, to Miss Bondi. Miss Bondi's going to turn 29 tomorrow. So early birthday wishes to her. And shout out to the second shift, specifically Kevin and Keith, for taking all the overtimes for the winter. A lot of overtime, a lot of extra work. I know people think, oh, it's extra money, but it's a lot of extra work, time away from the family on the weekends and everything. And for Spencer, for all the work that they did during the winter season to cover the events and get our building ready for our events here at the high school. I truly appreciate all the work that they did. So happy birthday, Miss Bonnie. 29 tomorrow.
29.
I'd just like to give a shout out to all you guys, the staff and students at Chardon High School. It's just wonderful every day to come to work, and I love what I do. It's family, so thank you to everyone.
You are our rock star. You are the rock to all of us. And we know it's reciprocated because we do that for you. This podcast is for you. And again, you are not retiring. Listener, she's not retiring. Another year.
Not happening.
Unless she wins like
Depends on the results.
$6.5 billion on Friday, Saturday. We'll probably name a building after her.
And then we're all retiring as well.
Right, I'll share.
Mark it,
Mark it down.
South Carolina's calling your name.
Yeah, for sure.
307 on 223. Thanks for joining us, Jen.
You're welcome.
I know we told you, hey, we're just gonna be talking about great things you do, but in the spirit of our core value of humility, you recognize that big time. So you're loved. Everyone out there, have a great day, and tomorrow is Thursday. Again, 27 be the change. Go Toppers.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Go Toppers.